The Blob. I've been trying to understand this infernal thing for months. You see, back when I made my Springtrap video on why Springtrap could maybe, possibly, sort of make sense, I said, you know what? Let me do a theory on the Blob and why he could make sense. You see, going into it, I didn't think it would be that hard to make a theory on the Blob. But when I look more into it, the existence of this thing just it doesn't make any sense. I'm going slightly insane for this. Why is it just made out of wires? Why is it in the bottom of the Pizzaplex? Why are the FNAF 1 animatronics there? Why is the puppet there? Why is old baby there? Why is Funtime Freddy the main animatronic controlling the damn thing? Well, you know what? I think I found the answer to this entire reasoning. So, let's get into it. Okay, so we start off with Fazbear Entertainment. So, after everything that has happened, after FNAF 6, obviously, and after they make the video game, which is FNAF VR, and they make their AR service, which does business and it does really well, they decide to make another location, because that has gone so well in the past, trust me. So, when they finally decide to make a new one, they want to, start afresh, start anew. So they want to take everything from the old locations and wipe them from existence, just to make sure that no one can tarnish their brand further. Because, let's be honest, it's already pretty tarnished with, the whole murder thing. Also, half of your place has been burned down. Although I don't really know how you're gonna try to not make people think about it, even though one of your locations is literally just based on the rumors. But alright, you do you, Fazbear Entertainment, you do you. And so, since they want to take everything from the location so they make sure that nobody can get them, they decide to take everything from each location, from FNAF 1 all the way to FNAF 6, since obviously FNAF 6 is under the Pizzaplex, so that's where they're gonna make their main base of operations. So they take everything, FNAF 1, FNAF 2, well, we don't see anything in FNAF 2 in the Pizzaplex, but we can assume it's down there somewhere. FNAF 3, obviously, and, sister location, and they throw it all in the bottom of the Pizzaplex. Now, why does it come to life? That's the reason that doesn't really make sense. And the reason that it's alive is because of something called Remnant. Now, if you don't know what Remnant is, it's basically like the soul juice that can be put into anything and can go into anything if it really wants to. That's why specifically endos can just walk up or move around without having a soul linked to it, and so it can just have Remnant inside it, so it can just be alive. That's most likely why the Blob is alive, is because it's just made out of remnants, and everything was burnt. And also in FNAF 3, the minigame was showing everybody having their happiest day, but we can assume that there's probably still some remnant in the body, because dead kids, and usually with just dead kids, there's usually remnant floating around. So yeah, and since there's a lot of dead people in the bottom of the Pizzaplex now, there's probably a lot of remnant cooking up in there. So that explains why it's alive, and why the FNAF 1 animatronics through FNAF sister location and so on are down there. But why is it specifically made of wires? And why does it specifically have the Funtime Freddy head on top of it? Well, there's actually a reason for that. So if we go back to sister location and look at Funtime Freddy, we can see that, he's a little insane and stuff, but if we keep on going in such a location, we see the true ending where everybody combines themselves after being scooped out, their innards being taken out, their wires and everything, their parts, so they come together and they form innard, which is a bunch of wires. But I think you see where we're going with this. In FNAF 6, after Baby's kicked out, Funtime Freddy takes hold, and then they form Molten Freddy. So after FNAF 6 gets burned down, we can assume that since everything's thrown down there, and that if it's just a bunch of wires and stuff, and since everybody's dead, so everything's just made of Remnant, and Remnant doesn't really have anything. It has strong emotions. It has anger. Remnant is basically just like super mad all the time. And since Funtime Freddy is usually unhinged, Funtime Freddy would be probably the most strongest person to take hold of Remnant. And since Molten Freddy and Funtime Freddy are the same person, and Funtime and Molten Freddy is able to take hold and was the person in charge of everybody in that body, we can assume, since everything's wires and stuff, that it wouldn't be outrageous for Funtime Freddy to be in charge this time. So that would explain why Funtime Freddy's head is there, and why he's controlling the body. Also why it's made of wires and stuff, because Ennard, Molten Freddy, Funtime Freddy makes sense. This would also make sense on why it doesn't have a real motive. It kind of just attacks. Although it wouldn't make sense why it's mainly mad at Afton, because, Remnant is angry, and Afton also killed the kids. Even though they're not in there, there's like a little something inside them that, knows that he's the murderer and stuff. So maybe something like that. So obviously, the Blob is mad at Afton and, grabs Afton and takes him up, and for him to be brought back in another game. Yay! So yeah, that's my theory on why the Blob could possibly make sense. So yes, this theory video is a lot more contained than the Afton one. So yeah, this is probably like a little bit better. It's still unscripted. I bet you can tell, since I stutter a few times, but I'm getting better at this like YouTube thing. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy my theory video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I mean, like, if you want to, it's completely optional. You don't have to, but I would like it. And since YouTube's algorithm only cares about that, you can do that too. So, yeah, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed the video, and have a nice day. Bye-bye!